Welcome CNG 132 to Monday, October 29th, almost Halloween. Had some really good discussions this week. Some of the most interesting ones were the jailbreaking rooting of a device like my phone here. Make sure that you understand that jailbreaking and rooting is not necessarily for you to use it on other carriers, but it's allowing you access to the phone's entire functions. That's the best way. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Because carriers simply say, okay, AT&T, you can only use this part of the OS. At Verizon, you can only use maybe a different part of the OSs or of the OS. But jailbreaking necessarily is giving you the capability to use the entire phone's system and not just the whatever the carrier describes in their things. Not necessarily use it on a different carrier, but more unlocking the full capabilities of the phone itself. But some really good discussions came out of that last week. Those were really interesting ones too. The jailbreaking, rooting, and one of the posts I think were courts ruling in favor of customers having all the access of their phone. That's good to come apart. That's good to be coming into the world too. Just people being able to use their entire device. I guess when you buy a car, you're able to you're able to put stuff on your dashboard. You're able to change the carpets or the seats. You're able to get new tires and rims, etc. But when you buy a phone or a tablet or anything, not a whole lot you can do to it. And it's good to see that people are starting to take part in seeing it as a device where you should have more capabilities of that. Missing mobile device, I think that was the only really unique one. The third-party applications are getting better. Even the applications that the main vendors are putting on there getting a lot better than they used to be. But there's some progression there. Let's see, first thing, we have another test coming up next week, test 3. Make sure that you do have Kaplan, and you scroll down. I hit the more button there. Make sure you scroll down to our September 11th. September 11th post, and you'll see the Kaplan there. Make sure you have that and practice in it, because you can have the possibility to bring up all your scores. And if we go to view a student, and then if we go here and here, the scores also, where am I? Transcender test is also a test score, and then Transcender quiz is also a quiz score. So you do get points for your submissions. Transcender quiz is just showing you have access, and you get those bonus points. Transcender test is taking a score either 70 or above will manipulate all these scores higher, or just having any score will just be the Transcender test score, 10 out of 10. But you want to get 70 or higher to manipulate those test scores, because perhaps maybe you forgot about one, but that makes that change there. Let's see, this week we're talking about authentication, credentials, what you know, what you have, what you are, what you do, and where you are. Talk about some single sign-on. I believe the lab for this one, I think it's been updated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still been updated. Should be good on that one. So it talks about your passwords. We look at the passwords themselves. I don't believe we cracked the passwords in this one. Oh, I guess we do. So we start to look at how easy it is to crack passwords. Crackstation.net, that's a good one. A lot of us think that our passwords are entirely secure, but they're really not. This is one of those labs or projects, I'm sorry, that really show you, that open your eyes and just show you that there's software out there pre-made that's hacking passwords. So I would put a version of your password in there. I don't think we use our password totally, but put your version in there. And you can also go to Google and say password strength checker. And I'll put in another extra credit thing here. We'll take a variation of mine. So mine is this little one I came up with, 83% strong. Number of words, 12. So we get an idea of how secure it is, but I don't think we get a date. There's another one out there that gives a date. Oh yeah, this is it. So my password will take 34,000 years to crack. Not very long. Try a variation of your password, not your password, because of course, if this is building a dictionary, you just want a version of your password and not the password itself. So try that one out. Tokens, I like how a lot more places, and let me see if I can't bring it up. Well, I guess the only one I really have is my Steam one. But my Steam is constantly Steam, Google, Gmail. I thought I had them on here though. But using the token, the two-factor authentication, it's always updating to something, and maybe it sends me text notifications. I forget how I have it set up. But anyways, I can see, I don't mind people trying to, I guess it gives you another layer of security where if people have your password and your username, they still have to have your mobile device in order to authenticate to that, which makes a lot more sense. Biometrics, what you have or what you are, fingertips or fingerprints, retinas, facial scans, body scans, I guess, but those are not always the best because our current technology in reading those, it just takes a 2D image and they can still just get past the biometrics. Behavioral biometrics, really, really cool, interesting topic. It's taking how the person themselves operates and then developing a security metric on that. Whether it's, I think the example one is typing that you do in the project. So I have all the kids in class type out, I like to party, and when you hear them typing, it's not all the same. You hear somebody type really, really fast, and you hear somebody type it slower. Then you hear people in the middle that are typing it, but they're not really the same speed. And that leads to how long you press on the key, how fast you float to another key. So that's many different cognitive biometrics that are happening there that have to do with how to type. Really, very, very interesting. There's also a few more other out there that are identifying faces, identifying faces to unlock stuff, and of course geolocation, just where you are. Really I think the best way to think about it is geofencing, to where you can think this piece of hardware is only going to operate in the U.S., in the state of Colorado. You can even start to narrow that down, say, in the city of Fort Collins or the city of Denver. Single sign-on, is that the best thing? A great topic because there are many single sign-ons, Gmail, Facebook, anything you use to sign on to something else or wants to use those credentials to sign on to something else. Maybe it's not always the best to use one thing to sign into everything, because if that one thing does get compromised, it could lead to the other variations of that, the other variations of that site to getting compromised. Account management, password reuse, and this is basically just password. Places putting password times. I thought there was another interesting topic. No, I'm too far. Yeah, OpenAuth, single sign-on, geofencing. Here it is. So here we have a typing template. You have to be, this reason why they give an area here, you have to be in this area matching the user's template. Really, really cool things. I believe in the project you also do this. And we'll end it at that. Make sure you're getting the Kaplan Transcender done. I had a few questions about exams being missed. Make sure you get those in. If you're missing any discussions, labs, lab simulations, projects, make sure to start going back and getting those in. Any points is better than no points. And that'll help you get past this class. And remember, that's those 4 items there are 20% of your grade. That's 80% of your grade right there. You should walk out of here with the lowest score of a B. If you have any issues trying to get Kaplan, please let me know. I can help you get Kaplan since it's here at our campus. Make sure you reach out to Sandra in the comments, since you guys are online students. Make sure to reach out to her in those comments and say, hey, look, I'm an online student. Can you please email me the passcode? She'll email that passcode so you can start testing for the Kaplan account. And good start. We have 5 weeks left and the course is over. Really short time, but we're covering a lot of material that carries on to every field so far: database, web, computer networking, did I name all of them? Computer science, anything moving forward. Really, you'll take concepts from this class and pull them into other classes. Good job so far. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be here all week.